So I know what it feels like to be working hard and it's not paying off, right? You're working a corporate job. It's been the case for me at certain times in my career. You're working hard in your corporate job. You think it's going to pay off. But unfortunately, you're stuck up in this situation where you're maybe working hard, working long hours, and it's not kind of paying off. And the truth is, the office environment and the modern workplace environment as it currently is, it's not really paying off for a lot of people. And people are really looking for solutions, alternative solutions for them to find a more rewarding career. And part of that is actually understanding the workplace dynamics and making them work for you rather than working just for the company that you're working for. So I am someone who's worked in the finance industry for over 10 years. I've worked at Goldman Sachs, HSBC, Morgan Stanley. I studied economics at the London School of Economics, and there's a bit of a background to me on the screen right now. And then what I want to do is go through these two very interesting short videos and talk you through how it kind of doesn't work out to work hard in a sense. So let's get started with this first video here.
Conspiracy theory. The hill that I will die on is if you are both good at your job and a pleasure to work with, like you have a good personality, you can generally get along with people, you will never be promoted. You will never be promoted out of a hard-working, more junior position where a lot of the hard work exists.
Now, what can we learn from this here, right? So what she's saying is that if you work hard, it doesn't always pay off. Now, I've seen in many cases at some top finance firms that I've worked for, without naming any names in this instance, where you can be working hard, but what ends up happening is that they see you as a good worker bee. Yeah, you're a good person who can work hard, but you're not good at playing the office politics. So they'll hold you down and keep you in a more junior position. But if you want to climb up to the more senior roles, then you have to be good at playing office politics. And to be honest, you can be doing average or below average job. You just need to be sucking up to the right people and being able to navigate through who's being liked, who's the favorite, who's not the favorite, what's the office gossip. And navigating that is more important than being able to do a good job. Because if you can do a great job, they're not really going to promote you. They're just going to see you as someone who doesn't have to play the office politics game, who's just good at doing the work, and they'll hold you down. So she explains it in more detail here.
Let me explain. If you are in an executive suite, you do not have to be a pleasure to work with or good at your job, right? You don't have to be either of those. If you are at a VP or like director level, you can either be really good at your job or a pleasure to work with. You don't have to be both. And sometimes people are still neither, right? But if you're down here where all of the actual work is being done, it's not being directed, it's not being strategized, you're doing the literal work, they will never allow an employee that is both good at doing the work and good at keeping a smile on their face while doing the work move up that ladder, because they know they can keep serving you shit on a platter and you'll eat it with a smile. I don't know how to get out of that cycle, but I believe in it.
So she's making a great point here, right? And this is something, if you're watching my videos, what I try to do is help expose a lot of the corporate BS and the corporate Kool-Aid and a lot of the lies you're sold in the workplace environment, whether you're working in finance or other corporate careers, right? Now, what you should understand from this is that if you want to climb the corporate ladder, you have to be a bit more ruthless. You have to, in the right times, in the right spots, show a little bit of dissatisfaction with the work you're doing. If you're at a junior level, it doesn't mean every day you come in with a bad attitude, but you do your work and then you say, oh, can I get a bit more exposure to something more senior people are working on, maybe a new project? Can I have a project with this particular person who's kind of popular in the office, kind of senior? That's how you kind of climb the corporate ladder. Otherwise, we just see you as a person to do the grunt work, the glorified admin. They call it paperwork, monkey work, however you want to describe it. Just people that anyone who's not the smartest can do at the more junior levels. So climbing the corporate ladder involves navigating that BS type of scenario. And she's got a good point here, right? Where, and this is something I wanted to summarize. You've got two types of people in the office, the workers and the actors. And sometimes you're working and doing the actual work, and sometimes you have to act to pretend the work you're doing is super complicated and busy and important. So you present yourself in the right way to senior management, you can climb the corporate ladder and so on. And what you realize over time, it's not the workers that succeed, it's the actors that succeed. So if you're good at acting in the workplace, sucking up to people, being one of the manager's favorites and things like that, that will help you climb the corporate ladder quicker than doing a good job. So my general advice based on this video and my experience of over 10 years in the finance industry is do a slightly above average job, but you'd really have to put 10 times the effort in terms of playing office politics and being popular in the office rather than the other way around. And that's why you do see a lot of people who are very skilled and competent, unfortunately, don't succeed in corporate environments. Now, this is the other clip I wanted to discuss with you here, right? This is someone who is talking about how you really shouldn't be working overly hard in the workplace environment because it doesn't pay off. And what you need to do is conserve your energy, conserve your time, conserve your health and effort, and work at a slower pace so you can work effectively every day. Because you're not doing one big project and getting a massive payoff and then you can quit your job. You're really doing this job every day for several years, several decades, and so on. So you need to work at a sustainable pace. And he gives the example of someone who's more experienced telling him, slow down, don't work as hard, don't work as fast, because you'll burn out. And obviously in the management will kind of expect you to work at this super fast pace for the rest of your life. And that's just not sustainable. So really try to learn from his example. Let's listen to him here.
The video of the girl who was unfortunately fired from her job, and she said it was because she was too efficient or too good. And I gotta say, why are we giving 100% at these jobs? I thought we had an understanding. Are we not all on the same accord? The very first piece of advice I got when I got to the office or corporate side of things was, it was don't get your money and your honey in the same place, which is true, but that's not the point. The second piece was make your 50% your 100%. And this was coming from a very well-respected, high-performing, highly regarded engineer who was retiring. And I'm not saying that I do this personally, but it has certainly stuck with me all these years. He said, you get a new project. They ask you how long it's going to take. You can get it done in 2 weeks. Tell them you're going to take 4. This way, when they come back and beg you to speed up the timeline, you can say stuff like, oh, I'm going to have to work late nights. I'm going to have to work on it at home, things like that. But then you get it done in 3 weeks. Whole time, you had it done a week ago. This way, you don't get burnt out and you look like someone that's dedicated and you look like a superstar. Now, obviously, don't be the lowest performing person in your department. That's stupid, right? Let's use our common sense. But don't burn yourself out either, is what I'm saying. Or what he was saying, not me. Bad.
Now, what we've got here is a very interesting case on what you should do. When you do get workplace projects, don't quickly do it and turn it around in 24 hours. Extend the period because you need breathing time. You're going to have other work tasks to do. You're going to have other emails to answer, other demands from other senior contacts at your company. So always extend that work deadline. And over time and through experience and through some of the career coaching I can help you with through my career coaching service, I help you kind of gauge that priority level, right? And understand like, okay, cool, well, how long can you delay something without getting in trouble? And is something really high priority or super important, or is it not? This is what you need to be able to do, is to navigate that type of hyper demanding workplace environment by giving yourself maximum time to breathe, maximum energy and effort to last you in your life, in your lifetime. And particularly in this time when salaries aren't keeping up with inflation, where many people out there are kind of disillusioned with work. Maybe your co-workers aren't working as hard and their work's getting dumped on you. People are making mistakes because they're not focused at work. There's a lot of people with mind fog because of brain fog after the lockdowns. Lots of people don't want to work, and also you're kind of not getting paid sufficient salary to have a decent life these days in terms of buying a house, having a family. There's lots of different weird social dynamics you have to deal with. So what you should do in this type of scenario in the workplace currently as it is focus on rule number 1. And rule number 1 isn't working hard and doing a good job. Rule number 1 is self-preservation. You need to preserve your energy, preserve your time, energy, spirit, mental health, physical health, by doing what you can and keeping up appearances and being nice with people, getting the work done as best as you can, but also focusing on your own life goals. So that energy you conserve during your 9 to 5 day job that you don't really care about, you can kind of spend in the evening, whether it's to spend time with your family, to focus on your side business, focus on going to the gym, or whatever you want to do in your life. That type of healthy balance is what you need to be pursuing, rather than just focusing on climbing the corporate ladder and getting caught up in a rat race like a hamster wheel and it never pays off. So those are 2 important lessons to learn here, right? The first one is realize acting in the workplace and playing the role rather than actually doing the work is more important if you want to climb the corporate ladder. And the second thing is, don't put your maximal effort in, make your maximal effort, reserve that for yourself and your own lifestyle, but in your own life goals, maybe your side business and so on. But at work, make your 50% effort look like it's your 100% effort and extend those deadlines as much as you can. Now, something I help my clients with is give them career advice to help build a life that they actually want to enjoy living, right? And in the first case, I offer a free ebook, which you can find links to description to all these 3. And the first thing is that free ebook, which gives you 10 career lessons from my experience. Second thing is the free discovery call, where you'll be able to chat with me for 15 minutes or so. I can give you some general advice with your career or finances. And the third thing is I offer one-on-one coaching where my clients can take the control program, which means taking control of their career fulfillment, time freedom, being rich forever so they can live a life they love. And through this career coaching program, what I do is I help them with their CVs, their interviews, finding new jobs, working with recruiters, both in London and globally, helping them have time freedom, whether that's flexible working, remote work, working from home, things like that. Whether it's being rich forever, I help my clients work with their savings and investments to budget effectively so they can have a high income over a long time period. And building a life they love. Many people nowadays, they're pursuing alternative lifestyle choices, van life, living off the grid, staying home from work and homeschooling their kids, things like that. So I'm really here to help people achieve those life goals and live the life they actually want to live. So feel free to check out any of those 3 links in the description. There's 2 recommended videos on your screen right now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.